I'm with Travis Wise, DealersLink, and I'm just going to let him take it from here. He's got something for us, 2020, rock and roll, peel back the onion, blow our minds.
Okay, first I want to say thank you for having me again. I really appreciate it. But what we've got going right now is an industry-leading model that's going to change everything for dealers on how they consume cars from the public. So what we call it is we call it Cloud Cash. So you go to motorcloud.com, you go through our process, and we will get you bids directly on those cars as cash consumers through the DealersLink portal. So now you're going to not only be able to source cars with no auction fees, buy, sell, trade, liquidate, you're going to be able to source cars straight from the public in no other forum where they're posting the car to get offers, right to a retail site. Unbelievable. It's been working great. The other thing we've done is we've coupled that with all the OEM build data. So now I can tell you if a car has an extra cigarette lighter outlet in the back as a factory option, floor mats, I don't care. If it came with it, we can identify it, help you appraise it and advertise it. So there's a couple of things.
That's a good start. Now you told me, this was when we first started chatting maybe a year and a half or 2 years ago, where you could have a Jetta in Minnesota and you have a buyer in Los Angeles. Now, Minnesota, that Jetta's worth X amount, but in Los Angeles, it's worth a lot more than it would be naturally in Minnesota. It's a rag top, and rag tops, they're not that special in Minnesota. They're in heavy demand in Los Angeles. Yeah. So, on many levels, that's how this platform works. Can you elaborate a little bit more, though?
Yeah, so something I did right away, once we figured out the market and how much the difference is in the market in different areas. For example, I was buying King Ranch pickups for about $7,000 or $8,000 cheaper in Kansas than I was in Washington. So I literally bought a truckload of them in Kansas once I got this data and took them to Washington and averaged $3,800 a copy myself. So what we've been doing is we've been bringing that data back to the dealer. So what happens in an area is the dealers start fighting over the same fast-moving car. So if you're in Los Angeles and you're trying to sell Volkswagen Jetta diesels, everybody at the auction is trying to get their hands on that car. That thing's it's moving really fast. Whereas he said in Minot, North Dakota, a Volkswagen Jetta diesel is going to die on the vine. It's too small of a diesel to run in cold weather. So you got to know where that market is. You know, we were doing F-150 trucks, other guys do Volkswagens, and it happens. Today alone, I seen a $4,000 spread on 19 Malibus. Today we found it with a customer. I mean, it's mind-blowing what the difference is in the markets, and nobody wants you to know. Nobody wants you to know that the difference in the market is that great. They want you to believe that the market's here and you need to go to Mannheim and buy the car here, and everybody that's paying all the money for that car needs to go to that auction and buy that car there. No, go somewhere it's soft. I can show you where it's soft.
It's magic inventory source.
Yeah, that's a good word. Yeah. You used it, not me.
Yeah. So I'm going to be starting my own dealership online. It's going to be called Kelly's Cars, and I'm going to be using Travis's platform. Just kidding.
You could do it.
Let's talk about moving forward into 2020 and the oncoming decade. What are you seeing from an insight standpoint, the direction that the market's going?
Well, I see a direction in the market to where the dealers have no choice but to stop this race to the bottom. They need to start looking at their cars as assets again. They need to stop sorting them into buckets like clams and actually appraising every car for what it stands for individually. What is going to have to change is what we're doing on pricing our used cars. If we continue to have a race to the bottom, we're going to have $4, $5, $10, $15 trillion in negative debt. That there isn't enough assetable worth in the vehicle to hold the $60,000 worth of paper to resell aftermarket. So we have to be very careful. And in 2020 and on for the next decade, we need to hold price on cars. That way every car, every consumer, and every dealer owns is worth more money to every individual, and that will strengthen the economy of the U.S. instead of to foil it. Because 7 out of 10 businesses are directly involved with the car business. 7 out of 10 directly involved with the car business. You put the car business on its face, it's going to have a real impact to the American economy. So what I see for 2020 and moving forward is holding price, hold gross. Come to us, we'll help you do it.
a smart guy. Travis Wise, DealersLink. Thanks for jumping in.
Hey, thanks for having me, Kelly. I appreciate you every time.
Talk to you soon.
Absolutely.
Thanks.